Hello students, how are you all? So today we are going to see some of the basics in Python. So what is Python, that is clear to you till now because we are already only starting now. So it's a programming language. Today I am going to teach you how to think for a program. Now everything is programmed here. Somewhere we are also programmed by God how to work, how to function. In the same way we are to make a machine to understand our instruction. And when we are making a machine to understand our instructions, obviously we have to follow certain paths, and if you follow this path, your program is error free, your program is going to be effective, and the machine is going to give you the desired output. So in this session I myself Saleha Zakhtari, your IP teacher, is going to teach you how to see or how to visualize a program before you actually jump into doing it, because in last class I have shown you using the Pytorch. Today also I will show you a program, but before that let's learn some of the basics of the Python. So before that, this is also an announcement for you. In short, ki many of the students are still not getting the proper channel through which they can go by our online admission process. So these are the phone numbers and the links we have created in our websites. You can just tell your friends to join them as soon as possible. Next, introduction. Generally, what is happening when a program executes from the starting point and the end point? You must know where to start and where to stop. Some program does not execute in order. That means you don't expect the programs will order that execute line wise. Suppose first line gets executed and second line is getting executed. No, not like that. As for the requirement, execution order of the program can be changed, and it is also possible to execute a program repeatedly. Unless until you complete that particular task, you need to continue. Say for example, you have taken admission in 11th, unless until you complete your 12th standard, you have to come to the school regularly. Same way, Python provides control structures. Now this is the term you should understand. These are the technical terms. Control means the cursor, structures means how you are going to control this cursor movement to manage the order of execution of a program. In which way you are going to manage the order of execution of the program? And in any of the programming language, we are already provided with some of the inbuilt structures which we have to use. We don't have to do anything from our own side. Whatever is prescribed, whatever is been defined in a particular language, we have to do that. And here in Python we are having if, else, for, while, jump statements, all different statements name. Like you are having your name, these statements are also having their name. Okay, and we're going to see them one by one. Types of the statements. Basically in Python we are having the three types of statements. Empty statements. Number one is your empty statements, means pass, means you are not writing anything, you are simply keeping it as pass, means the compiler or the executor of the program will simply pass that statement. Simple statements, like we have done last class, print hello world, so we can simply accept an input, welcome to Python, like this sequentially the statements are getting executed line wise. Compound statement is where we have to apply the logic. Now what is compound statements? Indent body containing multiple simple statements or compound statements. Header line starts with the keyword and ends a colon. The body consists of more than one simple Python statements and compound statements. Don't go into the statements right now. For the time being, only understand simple statements are the statements which are being defined line wise. Compound statements are one statement inside other statements, that is compound statements. We are going to see each one. Now, as I told you, I will teach you today how to think and visualize a program, and this is the best way of think a program, that is a flow control, or you must have heard that in flow chart. In a program, statements execute in sequential manner or in selective manner or in iterative manner. Any statements in this wall or any work in this wall you see, all are done broadly divided into three categories. Either you solve a problem sequentially, or you select the specific area of the problem, then you display the output, or you completely rotate the area. Like this example I can analyze the analogy we can give, that is the corona case. Iterative matlab jab tak whenever this lockdown period is going on, till and unless and until we have a complete control on the corona, the lockdown is getting there again and again, repeated. First lockdown, second lockdown, third lockdown, now we are heading for the fourth lockdown. So that is known as a iterative type of statements. Now if you look at the sequential diagram here, we have to start, we have to input PRT, principal, rate and time. Simple interest is your PRT divided by 10, and then we are printing SI, finally whatever SI is printed, and then stop. Now look at the different symbol and different shapes of the symbol. These are specially used by the programmers. These are the specific and fixed shapes. Like if you are starting and stopping, you have to use this oval shape. Parallelogram is for the input, out, and for the process we are having the squares or the rectangles like this. Second one, selective statement. You see, this is again a program. The first program was what? User is giving you the principal, rate and time, and what you are finding out? You are finding out the simple interest and you are printing that. Second statement is your selective statement, where user is giving two numbers A and B, and you are finding out whether A is greater than B or B is greater than A. Now look at the second statement and please try to analyze, because unless until you understand the logic, it will be very difficult for you to write the program. So first you understand the logic, then it will be very simple, very easy to write the program. Start, then input A and B, then you check here, is A is greater than B? If it is yes, then print A is big. If it is no, then print B is big, and finally stop. Same way iterative. Look at the iterative type of statements here. So the second program is to accept two numbers and find out which number is greater. The first program is accept three numbers, which is principal, rate and time, and find out the simple rate interest of a particular amount. Now iterative statements may you just see here, we are having the start, input, we have taken a number. Now here we are having the number I equals to 1 and z equals to 1. That means if the number is greater than equals to 1, yes, then you have to do some action. Yeah, no, then you don't have to do some action, and again this is getting repeated. Okay, so iterative we will discuss afterwards. Today we are going to discuss these two only, sequential and selective. Now program logic development tool. A program has, please students remember this slide always till the time you are completed your programming skills or develop your programming skills. A program has following development stages. Number one, first you know the problem, identification of the problem. You have been assigned to design a software, so unless until you have been a problem, or why somebody will hire you to create a software, means someone is facing some problem in doing the manual work, that's why they are hiring you for this particular program. So what you have to do, analysis of the program, writing algorithm or designing of the flowchart, writing the code, testing and debugging and implementation of the code, and finally maintenance. So these are the sequential steps that every programmer has to follow to develop a successful program. Next one, algorithm is what? It is a process or set of rules to be followed in problem solving operations. You also set a rules for yourself, how to go by your career options, how to select your career option. In the same way, here the steps are written in the form of 1, 2, 3, 4, then it is converted in the form of the flow chart, then we are writing the program. That is the proper actual way of executing the program. Algorithm to add two numbers is as under: input the first number, second input the second number, add first number with second number and store into the third number and display the third number. Okay, so this is a simple example which is given how to write the algorithm. Now flowchart, see, it is again a graphical representation. Here already I have expressed process, decision making, input output, compute, connector, display. So this is some the shapes what that we have already discussed. Now today we are, as I told you, today I am going to show you programs using if else statements. So if else statements are also known as your conditional statements. What do you mean by condition? If something is satisfied, right? If lockdown is there, then you will have the online classes. If lockdown is not there, you will not have the online classes. As simple as that. Now see, before this there is some syntax kind of thing you are getting, right? Now as you are new to the programming, let me tell you what is syntax. Syntax is just like the frame or the template. You have to write the commands based on these rules. Here what is the rule? If, condition, then after this we are having a colon symbol, and then statements. What do you mean by this? Condition is written within the angular bracket. That means it is a required thing. That means if you are using if, you have to give some condition. Without condition, if else statements are not going to work. A equals to 10, example is given there. Suppose I have taken a variable a, the value I have stored is 10, and if a double equals to 10, that means if a's value is comparing with the 10, then what we are printing? Print a is equals to 10. But you students, please be careful while writing this, and also just have a look on the syntax. If, then there is a space, then a, then double equals to, then 10, then there is a colon symbol. Colon symbol in the sense here we are further proceeding. The program is not ending, it's a continuation. And what is the continuation? In the next line we are having the print command, and also you notice before the print command we are having the space. That is also required, you must give the space. Automatically the cursor will come to the this particular place where we have to write the print statement, and it is going to execute it in this way. Now if else statements we'll see in details afterwards. Just today you just have a look. If out of two statements it is required to select one statement for processing on the basis of a condition, if else statement is to be used. The syntax is again given. Here we have to think about the true condition and the false condition. Now if true condition, a equals to 10, if a equals to 10, print a is equals to 10, else print a is not equals to 10. So what is this program is? User is not giving anything here. We have taken a fixed number 10 and store it inside a variable a, and we are taking if a is double equals to 10, that means if a's values is 10, print a is equals to 10, else what we are printing? A is not equals to 10. So that is only the use of the if else. This is a program that I have done for you. Please you practice this in your Python. I hope till now you all have downloaded Python. 3.4 above version will be good, and if you are not having laptop or computer, please download PyDroid 3 as I have explained in my previous videos, and please do this program. Now what is this program? Write a program in Python to showing the use of if statement. Age equals to int input, enter your age. If age is greater than equals to 18, print you are eligible to vote, else print you are not eligible to vote. In the above program, user will ask for an input and then check and print the message accordingly. So what the user will ask for the input and then check the message accordingly. I hope it is clear to you. This particular program, again I am saying, age is the variable where we are inputting the age, and then we are checking for the age. If age is greater than equals to 18, you are simply displaying a message that is you are eligible to vote, else we are displaying a message that you are not eligible to vote. So today what you have learned different types of Python statements. Basically you learn how to think, how to visualize, how to proceed while writing a program, and the three types of statements. This particular chart I am just showing you again: sequential, selective and iterative. Sequential, one after the other the statements are getting executed. Selective, we are putting a condition, and iterative, repeatedly we are putting the condition. These are some of the logic development tool that I told you. Just you think accordingly. These are some of the algorithms. Algorithm how to write. It's not necessary to write the algorithm or the flowchart directly. You can do the program, but if you can write it and do it, you will be more perfect. This is the writing of the if statement. Please, I want you to do this program also, and you want to do this if else program also using this too. I hope it is clear to you. Thank you. And if you have any doubt, we are starting with the online classes. You please come and explain your doubt to us. Thank you.